Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another story time. In today's video, I'll be telling a story time on when our house caught on fire. Yes, guys, our house once caught on fire. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed to our channel, and follow us on Instagram at 1876moy. Share this video with your auntie, your uncle, friends, and family. Help us get to 1,500, guys. We're on our way to 1,500. Let's get right into the video. It was back in 2016, 2017. We had recently moved into this house, the same exact house where I live in now. I think we moved here the November 26, 2016, and the house caught fire in April 2017. So that was December, January, February, March, April. 5 months after we had moved into our new house, it caught on fire. It was an afternoon, like now. We went shopping, we went grocery shopping, and we came home, and it was beginning to get warm, and we decided that we have a tabletop in the garage. So we opened the garage, take out the tabletop, and we're going to set up the table on the terrace. Because nice, beautiful weather is coming back. The sun is the weather is just fabulous, and we decided that we're going to eat outside now and start the stuff outside now because it's not that cold anymore. So went to the garage, take out the tabletop, come back and set up the tabletop on the terrace. And while setting up the table on the terrace, somebody come and knock on the door. So we were expecting Matt's father. He was in town, and we were expecting Matt's father to come that afternoon. So we were setting up the table that we could accommodate them. We heard a knock on the door, and when we look at the door, there was an old man, our neighbor. And at the same time, we saw black smoke coming from the garage, and Matt's eyes wide open. Me too, because I was so frightened. But before that, we smelled something funny, but knowing that it is beginning to get warm and people start doing stuff outside, so I thought that it was maybe our neighbor doing something. It didn't smell like smoke, it just smelled like something funny. I couldn't describe the smell that I smelled. But in the same time, while setting up the table, we heard this knock on the door. When we went to look, it was old man, our neighbor. And then they begin to point at the garage and say, fire, 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 fire. When we look, we see black smoke coming from the garage. At the same time, Matt, he had on a leather jacket. He opened the garage, he lifted up the garage door like this, and at the same time, a big puff of flame straight into Matt's face. And at the same time, he went into the garage and started take out everything from inside the garage. All the neighbors started come out on the street, come and look. Nobody to help us. There's one neighbor that lives a couple meters away from us. She went and she began to attach her hose with 2 little buckets to come and help us. But the lucky thing was that while we were doing shopping at the supermarket, we had a water hose, but it was short of the piece that they screw on the pipe, and we bought that piece at the supermarket because we were about to leave the supermarket, and then Matt remembered that we have the hose, so he turned back in the supermarket to buy this little piece for the hose, and we bought it and came home, and so that was when we started to take out the table and fix up the table. So the same hose went just by the piece for, we have to come back, set up the hose, and we stretched the hose from in the backyard here to at the front of the house to help and cool down the fire. So all the furniture, because we had furniture in the garage. Remember, we just we recently moved here. My mother-in-law, she had given us some stuff to keep for us because we have this big space in the garage. We didn't park our car in it, so we had this big open space in the garage. And she gave us like, it was a settee bed, some cushions, a television set was in there. Matt had guitars and things in there. We had like bookshelves and stuff in the garage. There were a whole lot of things in the garage. So we used the hose that we bought the little piece for and start to out the flame, try and put out the flame. But everybody was there. Matt was there. Call the fire truck. Call the fire truck. Everybody was there standing looking. And me, whenever in a panic situation, my French gone. So me know, I don't know the number to call fire truck. So same time me take up my phone and give it to the neighbor and ask her to dial it. The woman stay out there. So after she fold her hand in front of her, everybody they are look. And Matt alone jump in the fire like Superman. I try to put out the fire. And when we call the fire truck, and the fire truck take about maybe 45 minutes to come, and the fire truck is not that far from where we live. The fire department is not that far from where we live. So how come it took so long to come? They said they thought it was somewhere else. The address that they gave, the person gave, it wasn't this address, so that's the reason why they took so long to come. Anyway, when they came and they finished cool down in the garage, because Matt almost finished out the garage, and then people start to come in and out the house. The fire alarm goes off in the house, and there was smoke everywhere. During that time, my father-in-law come, Matt's father come. During the fire, he come, see his son with the wool in here, burn off his face, burn up and look away. The jacket that he have on, crush up and stay, so like when you make that melt on plastic, something like when melt plastic. That's the condition of Matt's jacket. And then the fireman then start up and down in the house to turn off this, turn off that, turn off the breaker, and turn off all the electricity in the house. There was smoke and water everywhere in the house, and even the neighbors then start trod through the house and look what's damage and what not damage and so on and so forth. I even started video, but the footage of that video, I don't know where it is not right now because it has been so many years now, but it was a terrible experience. Even to see Matt ear, because at that time he had long hair, not that long, but it was about this long. All the ear on his head burnt off, his ears, his eyebrows, everything on his face just look red like, wow. I'm talking about it now, I'm getting emotional. So the ambulance came and they were checking up on him, and they said we have to take you to the hospital. And he said, no, I don't want to go to the hospital. My family is here, and I can't leave them to go to the hospital. And I said, yes, you have to go to the hospital, even just for observation, but you have to go to the hospital. But he was worrying about us, and I was worrying about him because I started to cry. Everybody looking at me like I was, they was looking at us like as if we were crazy. The house is caught on fire. The house caught on fire, and then the house, this window that you're looking at is our neighbor. This wall separate us. So this is a house and there's another house because our house is in the middle. So if Matt didn't do what he did, the 3 houses would have caught fire and nobody would come to our rescue to help us or try to figure out something, because everybody here looking like it's a movie. So they finally decided to take him to the hospital. Now when he leave for the hospital, he couldn't come back home because his face was not badly burnt, but his face maybe about like 1st degree burn, and his ears, so they had to keep him for overnight for observation. While he was there, I called my sister-in-law and we spent the night at my sister-in-law's house. It was a Saturday. The fire happened on Saturday. So the following day now, we left. We was at my sister-in-law's house. While at my sister-in-law's house, Matt came home from the hospital. People, the sight that I saw my husband in, oh my God, his face with bandage and red, and have his ear the burn up in shirt, the jacket, even though he didn't have the jacket anymore, but the jacket could, if you see the condition of the jacket, But it was just a terrible, terrible experience. Just the garage alone had caught fire, and up to today, dear people, we don't know how that fire started. Because even with the specialists, and when they come to analyze and tell we what caused the fire, nobody know. But a couple of months before the fire started, our bathroom, which is above the garage, we had a leak in the bathroom, and I was no, I was in town one day, and when I came home, the garage water was just flooding from the garage, running on the street. And Matthew was at work. Matthew was at work when I called him and told him that you have to come now because there's a river coming from our garage. When I opened the garage, there was water dripping from the ceiling. Not even drip. Water is flowing from the ceiling as if it turned on a pipe. But it didn't flood the bathroom. Just it was. I think the pipe was in the walls or somewhere, but the pipe burst and it was flooding everywhere. So the only conclusion we could come up with is that water had stuck up somewhere in the circuit, and it caused the fire. But we couldn't determine what caused the fire, but it was an awful, terrible experience. Nothing else in the house hadn't got damaged, just the garage and all the furniture that was in the garage, and Matt was badly burned, or not all that badly burned, but Matt was burned. But it was an awful, awful, horrible experience. I wouldn't wish that for my worst enemy, not much less family nor friends. It was a rough experience. And then we didn't have electricity for about 2 weeks. Just downstairs in the house we had electricity, and every day somebody would come. So the house, it was hard to keep clean. And then remember, the time was still cold. It was just getting warm, so the time was still cold during night time. And in the house, no electricity, no heat. You have to in that house with big blanket and jacket and everything inside. It was an awful experience, long and awful experience. So things took a long while before it go back to normal. Matt had he was depressed because he couldn't sleep at night. Every time our bedroom was above the garage as well. So he couldn't sleep at night. Every time he tried to fall asleep and heard noise at the window or a car pass at the window, at the front door, he would jump up out of his sleep. But it was an horrible experience. I think today it's a little bit better because that's been many years now. But what is one of the worst experiences we have ever experienced when our house caught on fire. It was an horrible experience. I'm not talking about it now. Oh. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening to our story. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, and share this video with your family and friends. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.